All standby passengers, see me at the podium for your seat assignment.
Non Rev Lounge is a travel and aviation podcast. Monique, Lara, and Tyler are three friends that work for a major airline as gate agent, flight attendant, and ramp worker. During this podcast, they will discuss using their flight benefits to travel the world, as well as talk about things that happen at work. They have guests on almost every week to share their travels and stories, leaving tips on the best places to travel or things to do. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Non Rev Lounge. My name's Lara.
I'm Monique.
And I'm Tyler.
Number 2 video.
Or 206, right?
Episode 206.
206.
206.
Welcome to the show, everyone.
Welcome.
We are back in Lara's kitchen,
Yep.
Yeah.
trying something new again. I feel like we're still trying to figure this out, but it's good to be back. And I feel like after our first week, we got a good response.
We did, yeah.
Better than, I don't know what I expected because I've never done any YouTube stuff. So I didn't know what to expect. But I feel like we had quite a few views. A lot of people checked it out. And Monique was saying that you had friends that were like, I didn't even know you did a podcast. And yeah, we've had 200 episodes. This isn't new. It's just a new platform that people that don't go to. Like, I'm on YouTube all the time. Are you guys on YouTube?
Yes. As I was telling you earlier, I used to actually have the premiere package or whatever, so there's no commercials.
Why is
Yeah.
that?
Because I was like, I don't like commercials. So
Yeah.
yeah, I used to, because I was watching it just constant. But yes, I'm always on YouTube.
I'm not, but I'm going to learn. In fact, just to show you how long ago, my handle on YouTube is Drive Me to Baton Mom. When I was driving my daughter to her baton lessons.
Isn't it just through your, do you have a Gmail account? It's separate.
I don't know.
Oh.
I know that when I get on YouTube, it says Drive Me to Baton Mom.
Oh, maybe you can change it. Is that the same for your OnlyFans or is that different?
No. I don't know. I can't remember what the OnlyFans is. It's not up and running yet.
Okay, sorry. But there will be a link in the show notes?
Not yet.
Okay.
Will baton be somewhere in the name?
No. No, but Drew said, I'm going to disown you, Mom, if you start an OnlyFans page.
Well, how would he know?
He said his friends will know. That's why I was so shocked when I guess I didn't really realize what was
Are you
on
going to
Only-
wait till he turns 18 and then he can do his own thing and you can do your own thing?
I guess I didn't really realize what an OnlyFans page was, but now I know.
Now you know.
From
I think there's different levels.
Oh, is there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Because I'm not on that level.
That's what you would do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't do anything.
Ankles down.
No.
You said ankles down.
Yeah. So they say the camera puts on 10 pounds and I feel like it hurts two of us, but it makes you look like you're not at the gym all the time. So
Does it put on 10 pounds in 10 years? Also 10 years?
I don't think so. You used to look the same age as us, don't you think?
It's probably 10 pounds here, 10 pounds here.
I wish it was 10 pounds here.
I had to talk to Dave about that. That would be a lot though, wouldn't it?
10 pounds?
in your
Probably be
chest?
Perfect.
I don't know.
I have a girlfriend that at AmeriQuest Airlines on your 5-year anniversary, they gave you a $5,000 bonus for staying, getting low paid for that, for those 5 years. And all the girls ran out and got boob jobs, all of them. And my girlfriend did. And she gained 10 pounds with her boob job because she went big. I put my bonus together with Dave's and we got a big screen TV back when they first, those really big,
So thick,
heavy
yeah.
ones. Yeah, that's what I got.
Aw.
Do you regret the decision?
No,
How's it
not
going?
now.
Okay.
At my age, I'm really glad I didn't do it. It just seems like it'd be a lot of problems.
Because you have to go in and pump them up like every couple of years, get them
Every 10 years. She's already had them redone twice. So
Twice?
You're supposed to redo them every 10 years.
Oh, it's expensive.
So you should wait till you're older then.
It was 8,000 or 9,000 last time she did it.
Mexico's probably not that much.
Probably not.
But they also don't use the same sizes always in Mexico.
so,
What?
so everyone walks out the same.
Nope.
No, we had a lot of people reach out about the video aspect and they said how much they enjoy seeing us. Just thinking back to this last year and how many people, not just the year, but we've been recording in the kitchen, but we don't have a studio. So if anyone wants to donate some money to us, we can get a studio. But we've had a lot of people in this kitchen with us and they can feel like they're back with us again.
Yeah.
So hopefully that is fun. So
I think it's fun that we do it in the kitchen.
you just have a lot of distractions.
I know you could see all the Christmas cards. I love them throughout the years.
You do love them. That's really nice.
So we talk about this week a little bit. You want to talk about your trip right now?
Yeah, I'll talk about my trip.
What'd you do? You just because you're back to domestic, right?
I'm back to domestic, and like a knucklehead, I didn't position bid like the positions on the aircraft. And so because I didn't position bid and because I am really senior, I got position 1, which is first class on every single trip.
So it would automatically put you in one if you don't say not to?
Because it goes by seniority, and if the first position is open, it'll put me right in there.
Fill you in.
It was. I had to put it in the computer for anything else. And so I got this 3-day trip of Denver, Tampa, back to Tampa. And I was working with 3 people I've never seen their names before. And so Tyler and I met at the airport before my trip, and we were talking, and then we walked to my gate, and nobody was there yet. And Tyler went on downstairs. I turned around and walked by, and I saw this young girl, and I knew they were young because of their seniority number. I saw this young girl sitting there, and I came over and I said, "Hi, I'm Lara. Are you going to Denver and Tampa?" And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Hi, I'm Scarlett." And so I sat down next to her, and we were talking, and like 2 days later, she goes, "I saw you walking to the gate with that guy." She goes, "And I looked at you and I thought, well, that's not the senior mama I'm waiting for." I go, "Did you?" Yeah, I'm like, you didn't think it was me?" She goes, "No." So that made me, so they were all young. One was my son's age, one was in the middle, and one was my daughter's age. And they were fabulous.
Well, and I think it's important for them to have trips with you.
With a senior mama.
Yeah. Who's going to really show them like, okay, this is our culture. This is how we treat passengers. This is what we want to do. So
And
I
they
love
were
that you were doing it.
Thank you. They were really good.
Well, good.
So I was happy.
You had a good trip, though?
Really good trip.
A bumpy bed, though, you said. What was that in Tampa?
Oh, in Tampa? Okay, so I went to it was funny because when I first got there, the TV screen said, "Welcome" on there.
That's cute.
So I put that on my Snapchat. And then I got like all these people say, like Lance Lockhart, Wild Bird Art. He snapped me back. He goes, "Are you at the Doubletree Rocky Point or the Doubletree Tampa?" And I just had to laugh. I'm like,
They know.
Rocky Point. And then my husband's brother has a partner, and that he's also a Southwest flight attendant. And he snapped me and said, "Is that a Doubletree in Tampa?" I mean, just from the TV screen. But so I go in, I get all ready for bed, and I pull the bed down. There's 2 beds. I go to the left side. I pull the bed down. I sit down. There's like a big old indent. It's like, and I'm not kidding. I've 40 years of sleeping in other people's beds. Okay.
We understand.
So anyway, when I sat down, it just sunk in, and I was like, I was trying to take a picture, but you really couldn't see. The mattress went from that to like this.
How has no one told them that the mattress is bad?
No, when I told them the next day, they like gave me a dirty look, like I was just a complaining flight attendant. I'm like, you guys, you cannot have that mattress.
Yeah.
It cannot be there. So anyway, so then I was so tired, I just rolled to the other side and just slept that way.
You said there's 2 beds, though?
You
There were
see,
2. I know, I was too tired.
luggage was already on the other bed, so that was out of the question.
Oh, yeah.
And I still had my warm Doubletree cookie.
Just in your hands? You're
I
just
put
sleeping
it,
with
I
it.
put it in my shoulder bag for later.
So you could smell fresh cookies.
But you, did you do anything since we recorded last?
I don't
Just
think so.
worked?
Just worked, yeah.
Worked.
I think so.
How was Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was great. Yeah. We were supposed to have just an all girls Thanksgiving. So it was going to be
Because
me-
Zachy stayed up in
Yeah, Zachy
Chicago.
was still at school. And then Lois was going to come over with the girls. And then Jeremiah actually got off work early. So he came over. So
So he was the lone wolf.
him and Toby.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Toby.
Toby's
Because
boy.
you do have a dog.
Yes. So
Even though you don't remember.
sometimes. Yeah. So it was just chill. We just cooked and stuff and then just hung out. Yeah. It was a good day.
Because this is the first time you've had a holiday, because you wanted to travel, but now that you have a daughter that doesn't have benefits anymore, that was a big issue, or a thing that kind of stopped you, right? Or kind of made you think.
Well, it's more for Christmas than
Okay.
Thanksgiving. 'Cause I
I thought
think
you were going to go to Colorado Springs or something, and then you're like, oh, we're not buying tickets up there.
No, we thought about that, but we were going to go visit Tony's best friend Megan up there,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she was going to like Wyoming.
Oh, so that
she
wasn't-
wasn't even going to
okay.
be home. So
Okay.
yeah, so that wasn't.
But Christmas coming up, and that's your
It's
debate of
changing. Yeah, how we maybe would have done it. Yeah.
okay, or are you going to buy a ticket?
No, flights look great still up to Salt Lake. So you don't think? I think it's going to be fine.
We have a lot of seats, but they're all express, and it's
Do you
I
have
don't-
any D1s left?
I don't try. Well, she's
All of
a.
us do, but she'll be a buddy pass.
Oh, duh.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is,
But-
it's the buddy pass.
But the thing is, and we've got like plenty of wiggle room. Like there's a late night on Saturday. she could try. And then we have all of Sunday. We're not really have any family set plans until Monday.
That's good.
Yeah.
Just so for those new viewers, a D1 is a vacation pass that puts you to the top of the standby list. And you're given a limited amount every year.
That's it. Yeah, I had a coworker the other day that she was like, this is the first year she's never burned, or yes, because she always burns her own. She uses them all. And I was like, that's crazy. I usually end with like at least 2.
Don't talk about that because Tyler gets mad at me.
Vacation passes, everybody. Sorry, I missed.
Vacation passes.
Vacation passes.
I have
Season
too
to get
many.
mad.
I have too many now. I still have 3 with 3 weeks left in the year.
Do you remember how you yelled at me last year for
Well,
having so many?
You used 1 and you were mad that you had to use 1. And so you had 5 you just garbaged.
That was last year.
My excuse is I'm too good at non-revving.
You're too good.
Because I
You are
know,
non-rev pro.
well, because I usually do things. I'll take the extra leg to save a vacation pass.
I've done that too. Yeah.
And then it gets to the end of the year, it's like, oh, I guess I didn't need to. But like my wife, she has less than me because she doesn't always take the extra leg.
I think
Oh,
Zachy has the least in our family because he's had to use them coming
Back
back
and
Go
forth.
to
and forth.
school.
Yeah.
For school.
Okay, because I hate using them on small stuff. And so I would rather pay $30 to fly Southwest on a Zed fare and save it, where now at the end of the year, it's like, well, I got to save 30. But I'll do that because I want to have the lay flat seats. I want to have the experience more than
I just wished ours rolled.
I know.
You
They
know, and I
used
wish,
to.
like, when you have vacation and someone gets sick in the company and they say you can donate your vacation days towards them. Too bad you can't donate your D1s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking at you, Lara.
From
Donate some.
my lips to God's ears.
Who would you give them to?
You guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'd ride the jump seat.
spending those D1s.
Well, you remember the meetings where the people would be up and say, I wish I could use my kids. So the people that had 12 kids that didn't travel, they would just have tons of them. And they're like, no, that's not fair. So
12 kids.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Everyone would be having so many kids. I would be adopting kids.
but you're not traveling.
That's it. It was years ago, but our company actually came out and was gonna pay for maternity leave, or they were changing that program. And if you adopted, you were gonna get it was $5,000 or $7,000. Do you remember that?
That's right.
And
I had
so-
forgotten about that.
I had said I'm gonna adopt like a 15-year-old who could come and live with me, but I also want them to work at the movie theater because I wanted movie passes as well. Yeah. I was like, I think I'm gonna adopt a 15-year-old. It didn't happen, but I thought about it.
Were you online searching for 15-year-olds?
And now I can't get on certain sites.
There was some joke about that. Some young kids, like everyone I try to date online, they always end up getting arrested or something. So cool. So we went to Thanksgiving night. We flew because Katie had to work. So we flew that night on Thanksgiving. So I worked Thanksgiving, took a red eye that night. Flights were pretty open that
Okay, but
night.
before you get on, how many free Thanksgiving dinners did you get at work? Because he was at work, so they have those free Thanksgiving dinners.
Boston Market.
I feel bad because our food is so bad.
No,
And
but how many could you have had?
I could have had twice. Like I didn't even go the second day though because the food's so bad.
What about the pumpkin pie?
Boy, I took it and I donated it to someone else that would eat it.
Well, that's nice though. I'm not a pumpkin pie fan either.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And Katie's like, what do you bring home to me? And I was like, I didn't think about it. But yeah, our food is pretty bad. And
It's not great yet.
I saw some that they did in Dallas.
Was it good?
Oh, it was amazing. Like they had tons of food and ours looks like you went through a prison line. It looks bad. And it was tasted like that too. Like it was like fancy dog food that
Was
they were
it
serving.
was it hot? Did you work at night when they served it?
I
Yeah.
did
He was
the
at midnight.
with a 1 a.m.
And it was warm.
It was. They had people serving, and they're always
Okay.
very nice. And it's great for the managers that come in the middle of the night to serve, or even on their Thanksgiving day. So that's really nice that the company offers food. But in Phoenix, whoever they use for catering is bad. So maybe other people like it, but it's the mashed potatoes. It felt like you could put and use as like stucco on drywall. It's bad.
That's it. I remember at reservations when we'd have just like the crazy storms or things like that where we were just like back to back
Yeah.
with calls. Sometimes they would bring food in for us,
Okay.
but I worked overnights. So they would have brought it in, let's say like at 2 p.m.
And sit
for
there all
everyone,
day,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And then so they would tell us, they're like, you can go get a cold sandwich out of the fridge, which you're like, thank you, but I would
Yeah.
have loved a hot actual
So
chicken
fresh,
sandwich.
yeah.
Yeah, chicken sandwich would be nice.
But
Were those potatoes, mashed potatoes, were they potato pearls?
I didn't know. They were just gross.
The instant? That's why?
I think it was a mix. I think they like half fake and half real stuff. But it's anyways.
Okay.
Thank you for giving us food. But we flew out that night. We went to DC, nothing special. Then up to Hartford. It's my second time there this year because my wife's brother and his family are all there. Nothing really too exciting on that trip, but it's good
Were
to
the
see
flights
him.
open?
Yeah, we were able to get the DC pretty easy. There was like 30 seats open.
Wait, do they listen to this podcast? Are they going to hear you say all this? Are you saying nothing really to talk about because of the flights, or you mean just in general?
Just in general, we just spent time with the family.
It's not his family.
I was able to. We booked at a Hyatt, and
Because I'm a globalist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Relax. But if I do this, my muscles don't actually move.
I found out with this, so we can have an upgrade. And so I started a couple weeks ago in Seattle with Katie. I'll contact the hotel in the morning and be like, hey, I'm coming in. Is there any available? And now twice in a row, they've moves up to the suite, which
That's
is
awesome.
nice.
Yeah.
But after staying at a nice Hyatt, this was a Hyatt house. And so it's lower level than like the Regencies or the
Those
higher.
are fun. Don't they have a bar downstairs, the Hyatt House? Well, why would you know?
I think that's what I stayed in Charlotte for my training.
Oh, right.
Was
That's
the Hyatt
it's-
House.
Isn't it fun? Don't they have that
Yeah.
neat bar
Yeah.
downstairs?
Well, they usually have a kitchen. It's more of a long-term stay one. And so
Well, because even our room there, had
Had a
it was
little-
like separated
Yeah,
into
yeah.
rooms with the little kitchen. Yeah,
Like
I
an
liked it.
A-loft? Like an A-loft, maybe.
probably, what was the long-term ones that Mary has?
Girl,
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we got that. But after being at somewhere where they have because Globalists we get breakfast, but the Hyatt houses they always have breakfast. But when they always have it, the food's not great because it's just like the continental breakfast. So for 1,000 more points a night at the Regency a few weeks ago, they had this our breakfast was $90 at a restaurant compared to just here's some dried sausage and.
Some freeze-dried
So you're
eggs.
becoming even
Yeah.
more picky with which.
I know. So it's a couple of weeks more up in Salt Lake. I'm like, if we just pay a few more 1,000 points a night and stay somewhere and gets breakfast in a club. So
How close were those at?
both in
compared-
Salt Lake, downtown Salt Lake.
Oh, okay. I mean, if it's not like a huge driving
Yeah,
difference,
no,
then,
they're just so,
do it.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting snobby.
Is there a height to where Dorkfest is? Because
I stayed at the Hyatt this way. Everyone stays at the H, but
I know.
anyways,
I don't want to stay at the H anymore because it was $700 last
it's a lot. Yeah,
for Dorkfest.
I stayed it's right next to it. There's the Hyatt Regency.
Yeah, I'm still spoiled from Chelsea's rates. Anything over 35, I'm like, whoa,
I know.
slow down.
On the way home, coming back, that Sunday was the busiest travel day, and so we didn't go Sunday. We kids out of school for Monday. We flew back Monday and didn't have any
Smart.
problems. And the flights are still fairly full, still because it's still after Thanksgiving. But we were able to get out of Hartford. The best route looked to Chicago and Phoenix since we don't have any nonstops.
So you went from Hartford to Chicago. To O'Hare.
Yeah,
Did you go to Omaha? I was on like 360, and I think it said like Tyler landed in Omaha, and I was like, what the heck?
So with our flights, and maybe you can say you disagree, but it seems like this happens a lot. We get to Chicago, and Chicago to Phoenix is hub to hub for us.
Yeah.
And so the middle of the day, the flights are full. But if you can wait till late at night,
Yeah.
there's seats open, but it's like either I'm going to spend 8-9 hours. There's the club there. We can go say hi to Marcy. We had to make the decision. Do we want to, because maybe someone doesn't show up and you get on a flight, but it doesn't look good. And then it looks really good at night.
Well, and you're thinking also in the middle of the day, you're like, do we all want to sit in middle seats?
With Chicago, you had to decide, do you want to just get home? And in the last couple of years, it feels like I'm always connecting out of Chicago to Phoenix. And this time we found that about an hour later than the flight, we traded the first one, didn't work out. So I said, okay, let's just look. And Omaha had seats open to it. Had like 6 open and we were 5 of us. So
Oh, perfect.
we were able. So other times I've went to Tulsa, I've been to Kansas City. So usually
Bubble cities.
yeah, just somewhere you just real quick, just enough time to hop on and hop off. It literally in Omaha, it was the next gate over. So I'd never been to Omaha, and I think I'm done. I think I'm good. So
Those people are so nice. It's a nice airport.
yeah, they are.
Isn't
nice.
that where Redway? Wasn't that
They
where-
were in Lincoln,
Oh, Lincoln. Same thing.
but
Lincoln, Omaha.
Exit Row is based there. So I wrote
Oh.
Justin and I said, yeah, I think I'm done. So
If as a gate agent, if we ever need checked bags, Omaha people are always the nicest.
nice,
They're
yeah.
so nice.
Like we'll say, hey, we need to check bags, and they'll come up and they'll say, thank you for checking my bag, and I'm like, you're welcome.
There's not a ton of seats all day, but there was seats open, and all 3 gate agents, because we took 3 flights to get home. It was a long day of flying. They were able to get 2 seats together on each of the flights. So
Oh,
at least
nice.
one person could sit by Lola, which meant I got the 4-year-old. I made all 3 flights. And she's good in the air because she has a tablet or the laptop. She watch shows, but as soon as you hit the ground, she's just like a tear, screaming, and it's like, sit down, kid. It's the time I wish I could hit my kid and just be like,
Jeez.
I don't want to, but you just want to like slap her. Just like, calm down.
El Diablo. That's
You've never
this one,
wanted
not,
this?
not Lola.
Or just squeeze her so tight her head pops off.
Yeah, but she'll scream then. You just like, just back into, anyways.
That's when you need to be like grandma with hearing aids and then just turn them on.
Who were we? I think it was Brittany was saying she was in the Sapphire Lounge here in Phoenix. I still haven't been.
I haven't either.
And some mom was letting her kid kick a soccer ball against a wall.
Yes.
Oh, that would be so annoying.
And she was like, are you okay with that? And I was like, yeah, my kids are allowed, but it drives me crazy. So I don't let them just do that.
Why would you let your kid do that? Whatever.
Yes.
You know, that's a lot to travel with 3 kids and to make all those stops and all that. How many flights in one day?
It was 3.
3 flights.
Hartford to
He's
Chicago.
trying to corral 3 little kids. Katie, he's got all that luggage. Dad's doing all that. And then something happened.
Yeah. In Omaha, they went to give us seats, and I realized I don't have my wallet anymore. And I left it on the plane. The plane was still in the gate next to it.
Yeah.
But they had pulled the jet bridge back. So I run over to them, and I said, I just got off this plane.
They'd already loaded up for the next one.
Yeah, they would pull the jet bridge ready to go, but and so I was hoping they could like somehow get a hold of them, call their dispatch to call to be like, can you just look? And they're like, it's already pushed, and I was like, it's not pushed, but still right here.
Because you know, like
they could open the window and threw it out to our hamper.
That's what I was thinking.
If they found the wallet, and I think Lolo just went crazy, and it either went into the seat back or between the seats, and. You know how the cleaners are. Like, they're in a hurry. They put the seatbelts, and if there's garbage hanging out, they'll grab it. But if there's something small in the garbage...
Well, they're not doing, like, an actual search of the aircraft.
Yeah,
they're
the
cleaning
wallet
basics. They're clean. That's it.
And his wallet's probably dark. It's probably not orange or yellow or something that stands out. It's probably like brown or black.
I didn't bring the Pokemon wallet this time, which is normal dark wallet, yeah.
You need to get a chain.
I either had lost it in Chicago. I remember I showed him my badge in Chicago to get the seats. So somewhere between there and Omaha... I was hoping it was on the plane. I feel like if it's in an airport, it's going to be harder. It's going to be gone. So I immediately locked all the cards, got online, and just locked every credit card. So those were all shut down.
But what a pain still, though.
Yeah, I know. I for some reason, I wasn't too worried.
You really weren't worried. I was more worried, I think, than you were.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you don't think of everything that is in your wallet until you lose your wallet. And then you're like, oh, crap. Like, I had that in there. I had my insurance card. I had this in there.
Yeah, it's more just like, I'm going to have to get a new Costco card. I already had a driver's license back up, so I did. That wasn't
And
okay.
what else was in there?
Gift cards.
Oh.
$500 worth of gift cards.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so it was sucked a lot.
And it was just your airline badge in there, not like your actual SIDA?
SIDA
Yeah, I
was
know.
not in
That
there.
was okay with that. Cause
Okay.
that was
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because if you have SIDA, you can't work.
Yeah.
So that's like a big...
So my airline badge, which I was hoping that they could open up and be, oh, it's one of yours. Like, you were this with the airlines. I got home and I filled out a lost bill with the company, which they're like, where did you lose it? And I was like, Omaha. But I was like, but that plane's going to be in like 10 different cities in the next 2 days. So who knows where it's going to find.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So bless flight attendants' hearts, but every time they come up with lost items, they'll say like 15E. And it's never 15E seat because half the time,
It fell rolled or
it's been
something.
from like 3 flights before, I
yeah.
feel like, or something like that. Like it's literally never whoever they tell us it is.
Yeah.
Because I'll go and look up the seat. Yeah, it's just never who they say it is. So I can imagine, it then, I don't know if that plane then went, I'm just going to make up like
It went back to
Houston or
Chicago,
whatever. Like,
but yeah,
but
yeah,
then it's
so it
like,
could have been.
but they don't find it until it's in Tampa. And then
Yeah.
that's where they report it. And you're like, I was never in Tampa. So how would I know to say it's in Tampa?
So that was
What
on
do you hear?
that was on Monday, and on Wednesday on our Instagram and our messages, we got a message from Matthew, and it says, I have your wallet. One of
Oh.
our listeners had my wallet.
How
in
How did he
crazy
get it?
is that?
in
Was he
Louisville?
non-revenue?
In Louisville.
Oh, Louisville?
Yeah.
Louisville.
He's an auditor for his company. It's an express company with us.
Uh-huh.
And he said that a pilot, they had found it going to Chicago.
Okay.
And so they sent it back to Louisville, assuming someone lost it not 2 days ago, but
Yeah.
had lost it on that flight before. So they gave it to the pilot, sent it back to Louisville. He came off, I handed him and said, here, turn this in, and opened up and goes, hey, I know that guy.
That's crazy.
So
And he came to our
messaged us.
meetup in Dallas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we met him. I met him a couple times because I met him there, and then I met him.
So he was like, I know him.
Yeah.
Like, I've met him. That's crazy.
I met him at a club in JFK. They were coming back from Madrid.
You're clubbing?
Yeah, well,
What was he with his fiance?
yeah. So
You are so lucky.
yeah. So and
Think about that. How
He was-
great is that?
You were-
he was gonna mail it to me, back to me, and then I said, I thought you were in Charlotte or DC, because he always goes back and forth with those a lot. And I go, wait, Lara's gonna be in Charlotte tomorrow. And so I started talking to Lara and getting her schedule, and they ended up, because you got to meet up with him, right?
So he did go to Charlotte.
He went back because that's where he's home.
he lives there.
okay.
He just happened to be in Louisville working when the pilot came off
Oh, crazy.
and said, here. And it was my wallet.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
Okay, now I
crazy.
take over. So I landed in Charlotte, and I only had an hour because we were running over from our gate in Charlotte. All of us, me with the 3 youngins, running over to our next flight to Tampa. And I get off the plane, and there he is. He's standing there. And if you want to follow him on Instagram, his handle is little m, B as in Bravo, G as in golf, _aviation, if you want to follow him, because he's a aviation photographer. So anyway, I walked off, and I saw him, and Tyler goes, did you recognize him? Because I said, I don't know if I'm going to recognize him because there were so many people there in Dallas.
Yeah.
But I did recognize him.
We had 100 plus people there. So
It was
Yeah,
crazy.
there was a lot of people.
But anyways, he was standing there. I gave him a hug, and it's kind of funny because I gave him a hug, and then he gave me Tyler's wallet, and I shoved it in my pocket, and we started talking. I gave him your gift for him.
Thank you.
Yeah, he had a little gift for him. So I gave him your gift.
What's
And then
your
he
little
walked me to my gate, which was kind of far away. He walked with me to the gate. And when he pulled something out, he had I'm not kidding, 20 SIDA badges from all different, because I said, what do you, he goes, well, I went to Philly today. And I'm like, why'd you go to Philly? And he goes, well, I went to get a SIDA badge because he's an auditor. So he needs a SIDA badge at all the different cities he
oh my
audits.
gosh. Interesting. I didn't
Yeah,
know
and
you could have multiple. Yeah.
I know I told him, I said, you've got to come on the podcast. So he's coming in January. And so anyway, so we're standing over at my new gate and we're chatting and stuff. And then I said, are you married? What's going on? And he goes, oh, I'm engaged. And I said, oh, that's
Oh,
really cool. And he goes, yeah, and
congratulations.
she's out in the cell phone lot waiting for me. I go, get out of here. go to her. So anyway, so that was kind of fun.
That's awesome. That's
There's my-
super crazy. Yeah.
So then I walk over to the gate and the 3 youngins say to me, they go, well, open up the wallet and see if everything's in there. Because I told them about the wallet and I
Yeah.
told them about the $500 worth of gift cards. So I open up the wallet and I go where the money's kept. And I already knew there was no cash in there. And I pull it out. It's a bunch of credit cards with my name on them. And all the youngins are like, that's your name. And I go, it sure is. It's my Chase Sapphire Reserve card, my Priority Club card. All my cards are in there. And I'm like, they go, is this your brother? I go, no, it's my friend. The other girl is her brother. It's Monique's brother. So anyway, but his gift cards were in there. The first thing I did was text him in all caps, your gift cards are in there.
And
nice.
the credit card with your name on it is my account. So if someone would have stolen it was mine.
But really, just think about this as well. If your crew hadn't known anything about this, you first walked up to the gate with a younger gentleman.
Yes.
And then in Charlotte, you ran to hurry meet another young gentleman.
Oh, yeah, that's true because I walked up with Tyler.
They would have been like, "Oh, she."
And guess
she's
who
got a
was
lot
there?
of friends.
And guess who was there when we landed in Phoenix last night?
Your friend was there again.
Another young man.
Thank you for calling me young.
Yes. No, you're 41.
Not anymore.
You 42?
I'm at least 42.
No, you're not. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because
I was
I must
born
be
in
38 then.
82.
I guess he is 42. Old man, look at your life. Anyway, it was a good story. Isn't that a good story?
That is, yeah. As my mom would say, that is a miracle.
That was a long story.
I think it's a great story. It also shows how popular we are.
Yeah. I felt like I was going to get it back. It was going to get found, but it was, and that's why I think I told Lara, I think I could have said, they could have mailed it to me that night. Our company could have sent it from Louisville to Dallas to Phoenix, and I could have got it that night. But I felt better with him having it, someone that we know, than going through the process. Because when you do that, then they have to call you. Like, I guess they may ship it to you, and it's like, I'm an employee. Just ship it to my base, and I'll get it. And I could have had it that night because I was working 10 hours that day on the last flight in. But I just felt like jumping through the hoops was more work than just saying, here, if you can wait, Lara will come and get it from you.
It was nice of him.
I'm just going to say this then. If anyone finds tiny little beat black Beat headphones. Hayden lost them about a year and a half ago. So please send them back to us.
They're probably still on that same plane. As much as they clean the planes, probably still on there. That's what Katie was like. Did you put what flight it was, airplane it was? And I was like, no. And the problem is you put where you lost. Like, oh my God, there's so many places that it was going to show up somewhere. I kept tracking because if someone would have used the cards that's locked, it would have been like, this card's locked, and it sent me a message. So no one's been using the cards.
I tried already. I went to Starbucks.
See, I want to get an AirTag.
Oh yeah, you should.
Or some kind of
Apple,
tracker,
but you should.
Especially on my wallet because I'm constantly.
Yeah.
Honey's
I have an
having to help me
AirTag
find
in my rollerboard.
Do you too? Yeah. I think it'd be nice to get a pack of 4. I could just put them on all my stuff.
Yeah.
They're on sale right now on Amazon, $74 for a pack of 4.
Oh, okay.
That is good because they're usually more.
One.
I thought it was like 25 a piece, so isn't it like
It's almost like 25 off.
Getting one free.
So this week, Spotify did their wrap thing. See that where everyone can share like their
The
most
year-end review.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did it for podcasts. I know our family's been kind of sharing like our most listened to because iTunes does something from similar.
Because we had a couple of people that took screenshots and we were like either 1, 2, or 3, like in the top 3 of their podcasts listened to, and shared it. So I thought maybe we should jump on board and share our stuff for the year. Talk about this last year because we have this episode. We've got one more, so we're kind of the end of the year, and then we're taking off for Christmas. We mentioned that Christmas and New Year's, so a couple of years. So this is end of the year. Looking back at us.
Yeah, because we just need a break.
You needed a break too. I mean, the listeners need a break from us. Where'd you go?
I didn't bring any show and tell.
Yeah, you have your naked Santa.
Oh, I do.
I'm just ready when you guys are ready.
So what aspect, I figured we would talk about how the podcast did for the year, about our personal travels for the year.
I didn't go anywhere, any exciting.
You didn't have a big trip this year?
Oh, yeah, I guess I went to Morocco. Okay, I went to Morocco for 3 weeks and then Paris. Okay, yeah, I did.
Well, let's lead into that. I'm going to tell the story about Katie real quick.
Let's talk.
All right, so before we get into our wrap of the year, so looking into next year, maybe we should do it later. I know I want to do it now. So my wife gets another week of vacation next year. Katie gets another week.
Extra week.
And
I had a
another
new
week.
vacation week this week or this year. So that's no, it's exciting.
Yeah, and so, but it's already booked every single day.
Oh,
Is
okay.
already taken, and I get to do so many trips that she wants to do a trip, and I've said, great, go, like you deserve it, go.
Yeah.
So her and her friends are doing a girls trip in August to Amsterdam.
Are they?
Amsterdam, damn.
And how is she gonna get there?
Through London, probably.
But her friends all buying tickets, and she's gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what even she wrote, and she said none of my friends have benefits. And I said I prefer friends with benefits, but
Which was almost the name of this podcast.
I suggested doing it over Labor Day, like going before, because we came back this year from Germany on Labor Day. We all got business, so I was like, that's a good time.
Yeah.
Trying to fly out just for the weekend was a little tough, but coming back was wide open. But our friends were like, I think it'll be better to go in mid-August, and I was like, oh, it's not better. Late August isn't too bad because there's like
Because Europe's back by that point. Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember when I came back on the 6th of August, there was 50 non-revs trying to get back from Amsterdam. So we may use points to get her home or some miles to get her home. But
When I did the big London or England trip with mom and dad, it was like the second week of August. And we were great. Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah.
So that weekend
got
I tried to
business
come
first.
back. It was awful. So I've been like, ooh, I think, yeah. Anyways, it's just been like, but with her vacation, she's got that. We've got a couple of trips planned. I feel like, okay, we're not having any time to do any other trips because we have our reunion and we always do. And then I was like, well, we are going to go to Japan for a week. We got a week in Australia and then we're on a Christmas vacation for a week. So we're still going to go. But
You're going to be fine. Yeah.
But it feels like we're not doing anything next year. So looking back at this year, though, you want to talk about personal stuff or podcast stuff first?
Podcast.
Podcast stuff. So I went back and I counted. We had 25 guests this year.
Oh, wow.
And that's including a couple of them were doubles, like Catherine and Eric and Seb and Nicole. But 25. And then in 26 if you count the one that was not posted because I screwed up with our friend Tim. We're going to get you, Tim.
We will.
Coming
We're gonna
up,
get to
I
Tim.
promise. But 25 people came in from all over the country. We had
Or we
trouble
went to
from-
them,
Yeah.
like Brett Snyder.
Yeah, and I think that was the only one we traveled with this year, wasn't it?
I think you may be correct.
Yeah. In the years before, we've traveled a lot more, but we did the one in Oakland with Brett. But so we've had people that came in. So I've learned so much every time. Like we said this, but everything from different places to go and things. So it's been a good year for the podcast.
It has.
Yeah. And then I feel like this step has been a fun step for us. The video thing, I've had to learn the whole thing. We had a little break. I had a little, if you've been listening faithfully, you heard some of the audio because it's switching over from the way I edited this. Still, hopefully now it seems like that.
It's learning. It's a learning process.
It's gone away. But yeah, and we get some new people to listen. And having Guillermo
having Guillermo
come
for
in
Staff
for that
Traveler
episode. Yeah, we appreciate all their support. But yeah, it's been a good year for the podcast. So thank you for everyone who's been listening. Check it in.
And Staff Traveler this week wrote on their blog about our 200th episode and congratulating us and the fact we're going video. So that was really neat that they put about that.
Yeah, I thought that was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're so supportive.
Do you think they wrote it?
Guillermo wrote it.
Or do you think it was AI? Because it sounded really good. No offense, Guillermo. It was really well written. So I was like,
this is actually not us talking. This is AI doing all this.
This is AI.
A couple of years we can get to that point.
Woo. We'll type in what we want them to say.
Because I took what they wrote and I put it to AI voices. Did you see that? The clip? And you were like, whose voices are those? And I was like, it's just AI that does all the voices.
Well, because it sounded natural.
Yeah.
There's some of them on videos that I watch, and it's like there's two distinct voices, and it always is like,
yeah,
look what I can do when I do, or whatever.
Yeah. But thanks for that. And they still have, if you want the Non Rev Pro stuff on those site, then
you can use our promo code
until Christmas. So
I like that.
The 25% off.
Yeah, the blue. I like the blue.
Non Rev Lounge Xmas
in all caps. Non Rev Lounge Xmas,
and you'll get 20% off. So go on the store. 25% off. What did I say?
For like Christmas, it's on the 25th.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
So if you want to get your stuff, go check that out. All right. What about this year for us traveling? Who wants to go first?
Monique.
Where'd you go? What'd you do?
I just went back to my pictures and kind of looked at different trips and stuff. Some highlights were we actually did stuff in the state. We went up to Greer and went tubing with some friends.
Okay.
In January, we did Grand Canyon in March. Those were fun. Two things I had never done in living here in almost plus 10 years now.
Yeah.
So, but I think still one of my favorite trips of the year was Allie Joe's last trip when it was just her and I just did our quick day trip to San Francisco.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
Cool.
To have like that memory with her. Yeah.
I bought you a drink.
You did? Yes.
And what, you just said you didn't do anything.
I did say I didn't do anything, but
because you had a wedding this year. That was
we had a wedding,
the big thing this year. But you did do some trips.
We went to Morocco.
And
we went to Cancun.
Twice.
Yeah, twice. But I wanted to talk about my birthday party because that was the biggest thing for me this last year. Because I really didn't want to celebrate my birthday because it was a big one. And Tyler said, let's do a meetup at Proud Bird at LAX. And whoever wants to come can come. And we can plane spot and just hang out for the afternoon. So we all flew over, and my husband and my son, Drew, came. So that was fun. And Beryl came in, and she had made a cake, which is so beautiful. I'll have to send you some pictures so you can put it up there. And she also ordered this 737 window. And see the yellow, this at the bottom? That's proof of authenticity. It's a 737 window from my AmeriQuest Airlines. So it's from an AmeriQuest Airlines plane. So that meant a lot. And then Beryl had Sharpies. I'm not going to cry. I'm not crying.
I think you
I'm
said
not crying, you're crying.
I thought you said when you go home, you cleaned it. You washed it all those off.
No, because I could see where I wrote on it.
So, and everybody signed it that was there that day.
I wrote, Hags, have a great summer. I didn't actually.
I think that's what my son wrote.
Did he really?
But when I had a cast once, that's what he wrote.
Did he?
Yeah, and it wasn't summer. But anyway, so this really means a lot to me. And so this was the highlight of my year.
That's awesome.
So.
Well, thanks for going before me. Well, mine's going to sound boring now. That's cool.
Sorry, I just burned you.
That was a fun day. That was our meetup for the year. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good day.
But we still had 40, 50 people that came?
Uh-huh.
We had a good time.
People that came in from all the country just for lunch.
It was fun. Drew from Next Trip and Patrick. And then, in fact, just today I was putting away some laundry and I saw the blanket that Patrick gave me from his airline in my closet. And I was so excited.
If Lara was to die, in a Waymo guided accident, she would have thousands of people come.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Really?
And we would all take Waymo there.
I probably not. They may be sponsoring but if I died, it would be like 15 people, and most of them would just be like local family. So
I don't think it'd be one person from the ramp because you don't talk
Yeah.
to anybody.
no, I decided.
I think Lisa and Yolanda would.
No, I would have 5.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we decided to have 5.
Chris and Shauna, they would
Yeah.
be there.
A couple, yeah.
Unless they had family things, then I don't know. They have a big family.
Or they got a better offer. But yeah, you had some people that came out just for your birthday that flew in from
Right.
all over the country. So that was a fun day.
And I had met a young plane spotter years ago when he was in grade school, and he was plane spotting at the top of Terminal 4, and with his dad. He talked his parents into driving all the way to L.A.
Oh my gosh.
Remember Connor?
Yeah.
Yeah, he drove all the way with his parents. It was fun.
Yeah.
So it's not stranger danger anymore.
But it may be, I watch what I write.
I did the big trip a few months ago. We talked about it was fun. Just Katie and I would Athens and Venice. So those two are fun together. But I think this year, looking at my numbers, I've taken more flights than I ever have in my life with 3 kids.
With 3 kids.
And still married, surprisingly.
Well, I think that's part of what is saving your marriage. Is you did a lot of actual like day trips with your boys.
Yeah, I think at times me leaving and traveling is hard, but also if I'm able to say I'm taking, because I didn't do as much. But in the past, I'd have more my trips or me and the friends, and this time it was almost all my trips had taken the kids with me, so getting me out of her hair. So I think that's probably some truth to that. We had did I tell you this? We had a talk on that big trip.
Oh,
I heard about this. It's pretty
And
funny.
She
Just
was
one
like,
time?
well, she's like, you travel too much. Like it's hard when you're just gone so much. And I said, okay, like that's true. Like I'm not planning on traveling as much next year. I want to do some big trips, but this year I was also chasing Hyatt status, which you had to have a lot of nights in hotels. And with the priority pass, I would take my boys and just go to LA, go to Dallas for a day or the weekend, and they would go play video games we don't do at home. But so she said, do that. And then we got home, and then she planned 3 trips over 6 weeks. And I was like, okay.
And
like
she totally did that, not Tyler.
she's the one that wanted. And then we went to, Hartford. And
so it's fine if she's traveling,
well, yeah.
but if you're
she's-
gone,
yeah, she's scheduling.
That's different.
And then after the new year, we already have something planned like 3 days in the next year. I'm like, bring it on.
I only have Cancun planned.
Then you'll take 4 bags too when you don't wear any clothes. Oh, I was going to say that. Why do you think so many people watched our show? The first episode. And I think the reason was they wanted to see if I was wearing pants first
Yes, they did.
or if Lara was wearing her Cancun outfit.
The Girl Scout one.
I mean the other one.
Oh,
It was uniform night, and I was a brownie, and Dave was a Boy Scout.
But they want to see if we're going shirts and skins.
good thing you weren't a Catholic priest.
He got kicked out of Boy Scouts because he...
Yeah.
Eat a brownie.
Earmuffs, Grandma.
Oh, Guillermo. Sorry. Sorry, Grandma Lola.
Yeah, Grandma does listen now and watch.
But I think that's why everyone listens. But yeah, I had a good, it's a ton of flights after February. For some reason, I went a lot in February. I was like, I'm on pace to have 140 flights.
Well, that
in
was
a
my
year.
birthday, too.
Yeah, so I think I just every weekend I was going a couple places. So I'd slowed down though.
Whole family came for my birthday.
Yeah, they
And
were
then-
dead. Remember, we all fell asleep in the club on the floor,
Yeah,
afterwards.
not Lola.
She was bouncing still.
Yeah, and because she sat with Dave and I on the way home.
Oh, yeah.
She sat in the window seat, and I rubbed her back, trying to get her to go to sleep. And of course, she doesn't fall asleep until gradual, just like every other kid.
It was a good year for traveling though.
He was.
I think this was a good year for us. And I worked a lot. I was at the airport a lot. I think I made more than I had ever. So that was,
Good for you.
it was good. And you just got a big raise.
I did. Yeah.
You got your-
super nice.
I got a big race.
Yeah, your OnlyFans came in.
No, got my retro check.
And then
And then
So-
my husband ordered a margarita machine. So,
with it
yes, he did.
I can't wait till I get my retro check.
and your margarita machine. Yeah, it's been kind of a quick year too. It seems like it's crazy that it's already, I was looking at some of the people we had on the show in January and I was like, oh, it's almost been a year. Like Chrissy was in January. That was one
liked
that you
Chrissy.
were something. And then it was February was Andrew from Playing Smarter. And
Yeah, that's right.
it's almost it's been a lot. It seems like it was just a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Well, so I was looking at my memories, and we lost Grandma Crook,
Yeah.
and then I lost my mission president as well in the air. And that's part of me was like, even though I didn't get up for Grandma's to see her before she passed, I was like, flight benefits still helped me get up there for the funeral and be there for that
Exactly.
family time. And then I was able to see my mission president like a month before he
That's
passed.
good. That's
yeah.
good.
So I was like, I'm really grateful that I was able to fly up and get those memories with those people before, with family and stuff.
That's why I think sometimes we forget some of those nice things. That's what our friend Nate in Dallas, his son was having something in Seattle, and he was able to jump on a flight to get up there.
Yeah.
And Beryl this week, she found out about her mom, and she was on a flight, like the next flight. And so I know it's a little easy. But
Dane in Salt Lake, his mom non-revved. For the first time, she got up front in first class.
Oh, really?
And she got a pod.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he was so excited. That's when, like if Bonnie had a pod. You just feel like, oh, good.
I was telling a coworker the other day about last Christmas in Paris and seeing the Eiffel Tower and that family moment. And I'm telling her about it. And Zacky's comment about this was like a bucket list or something like that. And I was like at the gate trying not to cry because it was like, yeah, those are core memories. Yeah, I was like really grateful for our job and the benefits we have.
Yeah. Well, looking for next year. That's why I said I have a couple of trips. Do you have anything set? You have Cancun, Lara? Mm-hmm. Do you have anything kind of?
I don't think so.
When you bid your vacation, because you got to bid those weeks.
Yeah.
Is it just whatever is available, or do you look and see when you can get?
Usually always try to get around the 4th for the Crook reunion.
Yeah.
And then try to do break.
Oh, nice.
But Zacky's graduating. Like he'll technically be graduated in a few weeks, but he won't walk until May.
Okay.
Yeah. So May's going to be a big month of us going out to Chicago, probably for a good, I think in 4 or 5 days.
Cool.
Chunk of time.
Yeah. We'll go celebrate him and those guys. That'll be a good time.
Okay. Thank you for listening and watching. If you're on YouTube, or I think it's on Spotify too, you can watch it on there. I was able to figure out how to do that. But if you get on the comments on YouTube, we got a lot last week. We appreciated those, to be able to get back to those people. So where did you travel this year? What was your favorite trips? What did you learn from travel?
On YouTube, but leave us a comment and tell us where your favorite non-rev.
Even if you're Greg and you didn't watch, because if you
doesn't know what YouTube is.
Oh, I don't think that's it.
He's my age.
See, you're young and hip.
I think that.
Thank you.
I think he just likes to listen on his drive to work, so that's fine.
La 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 la.
But yeah, get on and share your favorite trips with us, or how your year was.
Well, they could always be ideas for our next year. So we want to hear what did you really enjoy?
And you can also email me.
You can email us at the Non Rev Lounge podcast at gmail.com. Everyone, stay safe.
Bye.
This has been Non Rev Lounge. This episode was sponsored by Staff Traveler, which is the #1 app to get your non-rev loads. It is used by over 800,000 people from all airlines the world over and built to make your non-rev trips easy and stress-free. Sign up now for free at stafftraveler.com/non-rev lounge.
I could move my pecs. I could make Santa dance. But I can't.
John Cena can do that.
Yeah. See any of you guys, we're not supposed to.
No, this camera going that way had Dave's and his computer stuff.
So he watched some. He was doing that for my OnlyFans page.
That's why I had to have at least the circle blocking out Dave. What do you think she did? Like her feet, real stuff.
Mm-hmm. $36 for other things.
I'm too cheap.
I was like, wow.
Are you too cheap?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, is that weird? I mean, I had no idea people did that. I mean, you can see her doing that. I mean, I haven't watched yet. I put in because I wanted to watch this one video of her with a pilot, and it was $16.
Just for the one video?
Yeah.